Proverbs chapter 24. Don't envy evil people or desire their company, for their heart plot violence, and their word always stir up trouble. A house is built by wisdom and becomes strong through good sense. Through knowledge is room filled with all sort of precious riches and valuable. The wise are mightier than the strong. And those with knowledge grow stronger and stronger, so don't go to war without wise guidance. Victory depends on having many advisers. Wisdom is too lofty for fools. Among leaders at the city gate, they have nothing to say. A person who plans evil will get a reputation as a troublemaker. The scheme of a fool is sinful. Everyone detests a mocker. If you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. Rescue those who are unjustly sentenced to die. Save them as they stagger to their death. Don't excuse yourself by saying, "Look, we didn't know," for God understands all hearts and He sees you. He who guards your soul knows your new. He will repay all people as their action deserved. My child, eat honey, for it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to the taste. In the same way, wisdom is sweet to your soul. If you find it, and you will have a bright future, and your hope will not be cut short. Don't wait in ambush at the home of the godly, and don't raid the house where the godly lives. The godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Don't rejoice when your enemies fall. Don't be happy when they stumble. For the Lord will be displeased with you and will turn His anger away from them. Don't fret because of evildoers. Don't envy the wicked, for evil people have no future. The light of the wicked will be snuffed out. My child, fear the Lord and the King. Don't associate with rebel, for disaster will hit them suddenly. Who know what punishment will come from the Lord and the King? More saying of the wise. Here are some further saying of the wise. It is wrong to show favoritism when passing judgment. A judge who says to the wicked, "You are innocent," will be cursed by many people and denounced by the nation. But it will go well for those who convict the guilty. Rich blessing will be showered on them. An honest answer is like a kiss of friendship. Do you planning and prepare your friends before building your house? Don't testify against your labor without cause. Don't lie about them, and don't say, "Now I can pay them back. For what they have done to me, I will get even with them." I walked by the field of a lazy person, the vineyard of one with no common sense. I saw that it was overgrown with nettles. It was covered with weed, and its walls were broken down. Then, as I looked and thought about it, I learned this lesson. A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, and a little folding of the hand to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. Chapter 25. More Proverbs of Solomon. These are more Proverbs of Solomon collected by the advisor of King Hezekiah of Judah. It is God's privilege to conceal sins and the king's privilege to discover them. No one can comprehend the height of heaven, the depths of the earth, and all that goes on in the king's mind. Remove the impurities from silver, and the sterling will be ready for the silversmith. Remove the wicked from the king's court, and his reign will be made secure by justice. Don't demand an audience with the king or push for the place among the great. It's better to wait for an invitation to the head table than to be sent away in public disgrace. Just because you've been seen something, don't be in a hurry to go to court. For what will you do in the end if your labor dealt you a shameful defeat? When arguing with your neighbor, don't betray another person's secret. Others may accuse you of gossip, and you will never regain your good reputation. Timely advice is lovely like a golden apple in the silver basket. To one who listens, valid criticism is like a godly earring or other godly jewelry. Trustworthy messengers refresh like snow in summer. They revive the spirit of their employer. A person who promises a gift but doesn't give it is like cloud and wind that bring no rain. Patience can persuade a prince, and soft speech can break bones. Do you like honey? Don't eat too much, or it will make you sick. Don't visit your neighbor too often, or you will wear out your welcome. Telling lies about others is as harmful as hitting them with an axe, wounding them with a sword, and shooting them with a sharp arrow. Putting confidence in an unreliable person in time of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot. Singing cheerful song to a person with a heavy heart is like taking someone's coat in cold weather, or pouring vinegar in a wound. If your enemy are hungry, give them food to eat. If they are thirsty, give them water to drink. If you heap burning coal of shame on their head, and the Lord will reward you. As sure as a north wind brings rain, as a gossiping tongues cause anger. It's better to live alone in the corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Good news from far away is like cold water to the thirsty. If the godly give in to the wicked, is like polluting a fountain or mudding a spring. It's not good to eat too much honey, and it's not good to seek honor for yourself. A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Chapter 26. Honor is no more associated with fall than snow with summer or rain with harvest. Like a flirting sparrow or a darting swallow, an undeserved curse will not land on its intended victim. Guide a horse with a whip, a donkey with a bridle, and a fool with a rod to his back. Don't answer the foolish argument of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are. Be sure to answer the foolish argument of fools, or they will become wise in their own estimation. Trusting a fool to convey a message is like cutting off one's feet or drinking poison. A prophet in the mouth of a fool is as useless as a paralyzed leg. Honoring a fool is as foolish as tying a stone to a slingshot. A prophet in the mouth of a fool is like a thorny branch brandished by a drunk. An employer who hired a fool or a bystander is like an anchor who shoots at random. As a dog returns to his vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. There is more hope for fools than for people who think they are wise. The lazy person claimed there is line on the road. Yes, I'm sure there is a line out there. As the doors swing back and forth on their hinges, so the lazy person turned over in bed. Lazy person take food in the land, but don't even lift it to their mouths. Lazy people consider themselves smarter than 7 wise counselors. Interfering in someone else's argument is as foolish as yanking a dog's ear, just as damaging as a madman shooting a deadly weapon. Is someone who lies to a friend and then say, "I was only joking." Fire goes out without wood, and the quarry disappeared when gossip stops. A quarrelsome person starts fight as easily as hot amber light charcoal or fire light wood. Rumors are dainty morsels that sink deep into one heart. Smooth word may hide a wicked heart, just as a pretty glaze covers a clay pot. People may cover their hatred with pleasant words, but they are deceiving you. They pretend to be kind, but don't believe them. The heart are full of many evils, where their hatred may be concealed by trickery. The wrongdoing will be exposed in public. If you set a trap for others, you will get caught in it yourself. If you roll a boulder down on others, it will crush you instead. A lying tongue hates its victim, and a flattering word causes ruin. Chapter 27. Don't brag about tomorrow, since you don't know what the day will bring. Let someone else praise you, nor laud your own mouth. A stranger not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but the resentment caused by a fool is even heavier. Anger is pure, and wrath is like a flood, but generous is even more dangerous. An open rebuke is better than hidden love. Words from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. A person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. A person who strayed from home is like a bird that strayed from its nest. The heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. Never abandon a friend, either yours or your father's. When disaster strikes, you won't have to ask your brother for assistance. It's better to go to a neighbor than to a brother who lived far away. Be wise, my child, and make my heart glad, then I will be able to answer my critics. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequence. Get security from someone who guarantees a stranger's debt. Get a deposit if he does it for a foreigner. A loud and cheerful greeting early in the morning will be taken as a curse. A quarrelsome wife is as annoying as constant dripping on a rainy day. Stopping her complaints like trying to stop the wind or trying to hold something with greased hand. As iron sharpened iron, as a friend sharpened a friend, as workers who tend a fig tree are allowed to eat fruit, so workers who protect the employer's interest will be rewarded. As a face is reflecting water, so the heart reflects the real person. Just as death and destruction are never satisfied, so human desire is never satisfied. Fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but the person is tested by being praised. You cannot separate the fool from their foolishness, even though you grind them like grain with mortar and pestle. Know the state of your flocks and put your heart into caring for your herds. For riches don't last forever, and the crowd might not be passed to the next generation. After the hay is harvested and the new crops appear, and the mountain's grasses are gathered in, your sheep will provide wool for clothing, and your gold will provide the price of a field. And you will have enough gold milk for yourself, your family, and your servant girl. Chapter 28. The wicked run away when no one is chasing them, but the godly are as bold as a lion. When there is moral rot within a nation, its government tops easily, but wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability. A poor person who oppresses the poor is like a pounding rain that destroys the crops. To reject the law is to praise the wicked. To obey the law is to fight them. Evil people don't understand justice, but those who follow the Lord understand completely. Better to be poor and honest than to be dishonest and rich. Young people who obey the law are wise. Those with wild friends bring shame to the parents. Income from charging high interest rate will end up in the pocket of someone who is kind to the poor. God detests the prayer of a person who ignores the law. Those who lead good people along an evil path will fall into their own trap. But the honest will inherit good things. Rich people may think they are wise, but a poor person with discernment can see right through them. When the godly succeed, everyone is glad. When the wicked take charge, people go into hiding. People who conceal their sin will not prosper, but if they confess and turn from them, they will receive mercy. Blessed are those who fear to do wrong, but the stumble are headed for serious trouble. A wicked ruler is a danger to the poor as a roaring lion or an attacking bear. A ruler with not understanding will oppress his people, but the one who hates corruption will have a long life. A murderer's torment conscience will drive him into the grave. Don't protect him. The blameless will be rescued from harm, but the crooked will be suddenly destroyed. A hard worker has plenty of food, but a person who chases fantasy ends up in poverty. The trustworthy person will get a rich reward, but the person who wants quick riches will get into trouble. Showing partiality is never good, yet some were doing wrong for a mere piece of bread. Greedy people try to get rich quick, but don't realize they're headed for poverty. In the end, people appreciate honest criticism far more than flattery. Anyone who steals from his father and mother and says, "What's wrong with that?" is no better than a murderer. Greed causes fighting, trusting the food the Lord leads to prosperity. Those who trust their own insight are foolish, but anyone who walks in wisdom is safe. Whoever gives to the poor will lack nothing, but those who close their eyes to poverty will be cursed. When the wicked take charge, people go into hiding. When the wicked meet disaster, the godly flourish. And then we will go into chapter 29. And then 30 and 31. So, whoever stumbled refused to accept criticism will suddenly be destroyed beyond recovery. When the godly are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, they groan. The man who loved wisdom brings joy to his father, but his hands around the prostitute, his wealth is waste. A just king gives stability to his nation, but no one who demands bribes destroy it. To flatter friends is to lay a trap for their feet. Evil people are trapped by sin, but the righteous escaped, shouting for joy. The godly care about the right of the poor, the wicked don't care at all. Mockers can get a whole town agitated, but the wise will calm anger. If a wise person takes a fool to court, there will be ranting and ridicule, but no satisfaction. The bloodthirsty hate blameless people, but the upright seek to help them. Fools vent their anger, but the wise quietly hold it back. If a ruler pay attention to liar, all his advisors will be wicked. The poor and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives sight to the eyes of both. If a king judges the poor fairly, his throne will last forever. To discipline a child produces wisdom, but a mother is disgraced by undisciplined child. When the wicked are in authority, sins flourish, but the godly God will live to see their downfall. Discipline your children, and they will give you peace of mind and will make your heart glad. When people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild, but whoever obeys the law is joyful. Words alone will not discipline a servant. The word may be understood, but they are not heeded. There is more hope for a fool than for someone who speaks without thinking. A servant pampered from childhood who will become rebel. An angry person start a fight. A hot-tempered person commit all kind of sin. Pride and in humiliation. With humility bring, while humility bring honor. If you assist a thief, you only hurt yourself. You are sworn to tell the truth, but you dare to testify. Fearing people is a dangerous trap, but trusting the Lord means safety. Many seek to rulers' favor, but justice comes from the Lord. The righteous despise the unjust, the wicked despise the godly. Chapter 30. A saying of Agur. The saying of Agur son of Jacob contains this message. I am wearing, O God, I'm wearing and wore out, O God. I'm too stupid to be human and lack common sense. I have no master human wisdom, nor do I know the Holy One. Who but God goes up to heaven and comes back down? Who holds the wind in his fist? Who wrapped up the ocean in his cloak? Who has created the whole wide world? What is his name and his son's name? Tell me if you know. Every word of God proves truth. He is a shield to all who come to him for protection. Do not add to his word, or he may rebuke you and expose you as a liar. O God, I beg to favor from you. Let me have them before I die. First, help me never to tell a lie. Second, give me neither poverty or riches. Give me just enough to satisfy my need. For if I grow rich, I may deny you and say, Who is the Lord? And if I am too poor, I may steal and thus insult God's holy name. Never slander the workers to an employer or the person who curses you, and you will pay for it. Some people curse their father and do not thank their mother. They are pure in their own eyes, but they are filthy and unwashed. They look proudly around, casting disdainful glance. They have teeth like sword and fangs like knives. They devour the poor from the earth and the needy from among humanity. The niche has two suckered that crying out, More, more. There are three things that are never satisfied, nor four that never say enough: the grave, the barren wood, the thirsty desert, and the blazing fire. The eye that mocked a father and despised a mother's instruction will be plucked out by raven of the valley and eaten by vultures. There are three things that amaze me, lo, four things that I don't understand. How an eagle glides through the sky, how a snake slithered on a rock, how a ship navigates the ocean, how a man loves a woman. An adulterous woman consumed a man, then wiped her mouth and said, What's wrong with that? There are three things that make the earth tremble. No, for it cannot endure. A slave who becomes a king, an overbearing fool who prospers, a bitter woman who finally gets a husband, a servant girl who supplants her mistress. There are four things on earth that are small but unusually wise. And they aren't strong, but they store up food all summer. Hyraxes, they aren't powerful, but they make their home among the rocks. Lockers, they have no king, but they march in formation. Lizards, they are easy to catch, but they are found even in king's palace. There are three things that walked with stately stride, no four that stirred about. The lion, king of animal who won't turn aside for anything. The strutting rooster, the male goat, a king as he lead his army. If you have been a fool by being proud or plotting evil, cover your mouth in shame. As the beating of cream yield butter and striking the nose causing bleeding, so stirred up anger causes quarrels. Final chapter 31. The saying of King Lumen. The saying of King Lumen contained this message which his mother taught him. O my son, O son of my wood, a son of my vow, do not waste your strength on women, on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings, newmen, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol, for if they drink, they may forget the law and not give justice to the oppressors. Alcohol is for the dying, and wine for those in bitter distress. Let them drink to forget the poverty and remember the trouble no more. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. A wife of noble character. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She found wool and flax and busily spun it. She is like a merchant's ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girl. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earring, she planned a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her deering are profitable. Her legs burn the lead into the light. Her hands are busy spinning thread. Her finger twists the fiber. He extends a helping hand to the pool and opens his arm to the lily. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She makes her own bedspreads. She dressed in fine linen and purple gauze. Her husband is well known at the city gate, where he sits with other civic leaders. She makes belt, line, garment, and sash to sell to the merchants. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she loved without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instruction with kindness. She carefully watched everything in her household and suffered nothing from laziness. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpassed them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last. But a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deed publicly declare her praise. Alright, so that is all the chapter about the prophets. And the last several chapter is talking about how to be a wise king, leader. And also is some wise word for just normal people. It's like don't visit your neighbor often, or you will lose your neighbor's welcome. That is kind of very normal wise word. And remember those wise words, and every wisdom come from God. So follow God's word, follow God's commandment. God will bless everybody. Alright, so that's today's Bible learning. Hope everyone like it. God bless everyone. Let's see you tomorrow.